This day 769, the Arukh HaShulchan. If you'd like a sponsor, come and share more of the Arukh HaShulchan. Please find me directly. I very greatly appreciate it. Today we're doing Simon Tuf Ayin Gimel, Yud Tes till Chav Vav. I will show you the Kazayas of the Karpas. I think they should have the Bracha Chrono, so you shouldn't have not make a Bracha Chrono. There's some say Shiocha Kazayas, or Bracha Chrono, if you the Kazayas, you need to make a Bracha Chrono. It's not like the appetizer before the meal. The real some was a patros, which brings them as an exam. So kind of chefs a godel because here there's a significant interruption. But Amiras Hagoda. Obviously, I'm Hagoda between this and Piros and Muslim. Yeshim some say change the bar not make a bracha that Hagoda will have a hefsek. Anyway, not if make a bracha Chon here because Hagoda is a continuous. Came to me and Seder. The Filo Lo Yachal Chatchila Kazayis. So you should not eat a kazayis, not put yourself in that suffix. But if you did eat a kazayis, you still should make a bracha achrona because it's one long continuous event, so to speak, until the end of the Haggadah and until Shulchan Aruch. Savi brachas lakem, and Savi brachas, of course, we are lenient. Avaram and perches kashav shiocha kazayis. Chamsu yochlu kazayis kol echad. Armol yishuni kazayis. Shein achila pchus mi kazayis. There's no such thing as a achila less than a kazayis. So therefore, if you're eating, you're supposed to eat, it should be a kazayis. That's what already shining choko love to an art that we should argue. Kimdi was an kera. Since dipping is not really for eating, it's just to provoke thought, so to speak. Why shouldn't you kazayis? The Rambam says you should do the people of person charoises to kasaf. She ain't charoises to right. It does not be charoises. I mean, again, a katur and aramig is like the tour. I believe there's some lumbness to say that if it isn't charoises, it does have a shem achila. It's only because it's salt water, it doesn't have a shem achila, and that has to do with the Rambam shita that charoises is actually a mitzvah. Okay, chaf, that's all from recollection. It might be wrong. After the dipping of the karpas, you take a middle matzah and split it in two. You're going to have it to another person to safeguard for the afikoyman. Mishnah Berurah is the one who says that it should the larger piece should be for the afikoyman. Our custom is to put it under the pillows of them which we recline. Zeichert, commemorating to roast al shichmam, their dough, their grain was wrapped in their garments on their shoulders. Some people actually lift up the half afikoman on their shoulder for a moment. The second half, was the small half you put between the two complete matzos. Lift up the plate, matzos. Which contains matzos or matzos atzmon or the matzos levadon, matzos by themselves. Yeshua says you lift a car with everything which is on it, both the matzos and everything else. And we see this about a car where you have everything on one plate. Yomar holach ma'ani ad manishtana. You say holach ma'ani until manishtana. Because say holach ma'ani, which kosov. It's not kiholach ma'ani, but holach ma'ani. Okay, Mr. Rose just breaks it down as a yeshomim. Could be either way of them. You're saying language which the women and the children understand. Or if I explain to them what you're doing. Great people have done that. Now that there are many Pinta Agodas, Nitfas Agoda Blush and Laz and Agoda is translated in other languages, vernacular. And all of the women and children our day and age are literate and can read on their own. We don't have the custom to explain everything to them. Because they know to read and to understand the constant Tzias Mitzrayim as explained by the Haggadah. After you say that, Yosir HaMatzah Me'ashulchan, remove the matzah table, Zelfim Min Hagam. This court there, the custom. Shayelam Mishachanas Katanos. that small table, so just to remove the entire table. Now we cover the bread with a cloth. That's in lieu of removing the table. The Shabura brings down that you put the you can put the something else. You can put the matzah at the end of the table. Only the table is small. You should move the complete from the table because otherwise there's nothing to provoke the child's thought. As Arukh HaShulchan says, it comes there. For the children to see. Vishalu and they should ask Lama Okrin HaShulchan, why remove the table? We haven't eaten yet. Immediately you ask, you put a second cup, Yishala Ben, so the child should ask Lama Skin Kosheni, why we could pour a second cup? We haven't eaten yet. Now we don't ask that question anymore, but we go on. We do the manishtana immediately thereafter. Manishtana, that language, which is an interesting language, of course, is not just why it's different, but how great are your deeds, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Matov Alech Yaakov. And wonders are your tents, Jacob. It's an emotional statement, an arousing statement. He's spoiled, but we should be aroused. How different this night is. Mishnah Yeshua and the Mishnah asks also about the roast of the Korban Pesach. There's no question about the reclining. We should have Korban Pesach because then he used to eat Korban Pesach. But he's going to tell, and that was the shinoi. They had to be roasted. Well, you're going to tell about Seba, and reclining was not a shinoi because they always recline. Let's see now where the question of roasted is not relevant. We have the question of reclining. Because you don't always recline. If the child has no wisdom to ask, of even lam no show, his son father teaches him to ask. Ein lo ben, if there is no son, tishal abbas, the daughter should ask. Ein lo bas, there's no daughter, tishal lena ishto, or acher yoshev, al shalen shalena, his wife should ask, or somebody else eating who's sitting at the table should ask. The Neda Torah, Peter Shin is scarce mitzias Mitzrayim b'layla zeh, because the Torah was concerned specifically that the concept of scarce mitzias Mitzrayim this night, should be Q&A, question and answer. Chemein mishi yishav, there's nobody to ask. You ask and answer yourself. When there's somebody who asks, he doesn't have to say Manishtana because the questioner says it. The Baal Bais starts with Avodim Mayinu. In brackets, he says, shouldn't say tonight is completely Mara, because that's not true. Mara, but rather tonight there is Mara. The question of finishes the Manishtana Megala Pass, you uncover the matzah. You say Avodim Mayinu, the call loud, be spilus with arousal, be simcha, with happiness, with joy. Rishabura says, you read the entire Haggadah, you don't say it reclining, you say it be'em of yira. So, em of yira is not necessarily a serious contradiction, it says simcha and chedva, but I'm not sure if they agree or disagree. Continue with the Arukh HaShulchan, v'ikar miyas Haggadah, the primary statement of the Haggadah al-Sha'idei, it says in time by leaving Egypt, nishtabanu ad olam, we become slaves for eternity, with Doros, 4 generations. L'Hashem u'Sorah, so to God and His Torah. V'anachnu avadav, and we are slaves. Zeh midin gomer, and this is absolute law. Ki ben choin ein knei le'eved ba'al korcho. A free person cannot be acquired as a slave against his will. Amisha eved le'achov, somebody was a slave to Ruvain. And Shimon bought him from Ruvain to be his slave. You don't need the consent of the slave. And he's acquired by the second master, even against the will of the slave. But since we were slaves of Paro, Hashem redeemed them from his hand. Therefore, it follows that we are necessarily his slaves. That's what the pasuk says. For me, the Jews are now slaves. My slaves they are. I shall say so, which I took out of Egypt. On account of I taking them out of Egypt. They're compelled to be my slaves. Where they like it or not. They shall say, because they live out of Egypt. Shall you show my body where they slaves? Therefore, a person that sees himself in every generation as if he left Egypt. V'nikna lo la'kadosh baruch hu. It's been acquired by Hashem. Le'eved olam for an eternal slave. Ve'en Hashem for all that Torah Masaro is not permitted to move the yoke of Torah from his neck. V'yirayim mikra, and they bring a raya from a pasuk. But Hashem leave a gomer. For this HaKadosh Baruch did this. For this Hashem did this mitzvah. Sekayel kol dor v'dor. In each and every generation. If somebody wants to be stubborn, so it only goes in the generations left Egypt. Like the query of the Rosh Hashanah, what is this work for you? Why do you need to do this? You didn't leave Egypt? That's why it says, it brings evidence from the pasuk of Votsanu Hotzi Misham, and us he took out. Saying Lasis Lono es Oretz. Give us the land. That's not the same people left Egypt. All the people left Egypt died in the desert. It must be going on each and every generation subsequently. Braxy says here, and we have been taken out of there. The Duke. When you get to the matzah, like be a matzah, you lift the matzah. The main thing you lift up is the middle one, which is broken. It's like the bread of poverty. That also, I'm assuming to show to those who are there reclined at the table, they should find it's precious. When you get to the Morah, Pesach, ain't like Be'ezorah. By Pesach, you don't pick up the Zroah. You should load the end, shouldn't look like you're consecrated as be a Korban Pesach. When you get to the Lefichach, everybody lifts up his cup in his hand until you reach the end of the bracha. That same by us, we put the cup on the table when you get to the beginning part of how we say before the meal. Therefore, and then we begin the bracha again. Nothing beyond you take it up in your hand again. Until you finish that bracha. Also, we say we hold the cup. And the general principle is the Choma comes from Askirin HaYeshua. Any place where it mentions salvation, note the makos. You pick up the kos, kinyan, kos yishos, esav, shem Hashem, like we say, a cup of salvation I lift it up and I call the name of God. Kikos, machos, simchos, yain. All rejoicing is on wine. You see, yain samach v'gomer. Wine causes rejoicing. Yesh b'zeh gaminyan amok hanogel l'musein haTorah. There's also a profound concept here. It has to do with our pure belief. The Chsiv, it says, Hashem Elokim. God is the Lord. Elokim b'gematria teva. Elokim b'gematria is the nature. V'habir, it means to say the Alpha teva shalanu. Even our nature, Einotivis, is not natural. Elabashkacha shem avaya baruch hu. It's on the hashkacha of God's great name, Yud-Kei Vav-Kei. Yikar Gadol Kamban, this is a very fundamental principle. Uvekos u'gematria Elokim. And kos is 86, gematria Elokim. U'kshenaitel hakos, when you take the cup, so you pick up the cup, right? Then it goes on to something else. But you pick up the cup, it's also to show that there is no teva, there's no nature, everything is Ratzon Hashem. When we pick up the cup, Yechasa pas, cover the bread, shouldn't be, see, it's embarrassment, so to speak, as you say by Kiddush, but otherwise, when you are telling over the Haggadah, the bread has to be open to show the bread of affliction. When you reach the part about the blood, the fire, and the pillars of smoke, so you take a finger and spill a little of the cup. Really, because I think use a spoon, more hygienic. Hashem etzbel kimu, because it's the finger of God. So there are 10 plagues. V'yesh b'kolel tes zayin shvichos, altogether 16 spillings. V'yesh b'zeh sod, and there is a secret in doing specifically 16. V'yesh nogim, I know what the sod is. V'yesh nogim l'shpoch min hakos. That's what some people spill actually from the cup. I guess they tilt the cup. V'yesh nogim l'shpoch etzba ravi. Some people use the fourth finger. Shua kamitza. which is the kmitza, because that's the end of the kmitza when you do the kmitza. It's with the fourth finger. Yesh nogin b'etz b'chamisha, the fifth finger, because zeres. We always use the finger of the index finger, which is ba'etzba stam is always index finger, which is the way he began the sif. The avi kamar of it, or the avi kamar of it, whichever way you work, you do it, it works. Mishnah Berurah says use a finger and not to the finger, next finger, and not the zeres, not the pinky. Sharatin says some say use the fourth finger. Obviously, somebody who's sensitive to, and whom it's disgusting to drink after he stuck his finger into the cup, and will then come to not use the cup. So don't use finger. Spill a little from your cup. And some say the chatchila, that's the proper way to do it. And therefore, certainly by a sensitive person, that is a good way to do it. Okay? Chav hey, ba'agorak shomrim yochel mirosh chodesh. When you say, perhaps we should begin from chodesh tzorich lamar mikodav v'yikaret ol bincha. You have to first say the pasuk of v'yikaret bincha dam mikra zakai. And this is going in this pasuk, Avur Mechilta. V'chein lo yamar shekineged arba abanim. You shouldn't say shekineged arba abanim, ela kineged arba abanim. Do inyam b'fnei atzmo. It's a separate thing. It's a distinctive lava. Okay, it's not going in the previous part of the Agora. Teshma v'nomar lefav shira chadasha b'segol hanun. Oh, really? We say v'nomar lefav shira chadasha. He says v'nemar. We're supposed to say v'nemar lefav shira chadasha. Okay, I've never seen that done. The upper guy is going on the past, not what we're going to say, but what was said. It's yes Mitzrayim. Okay, it's Chiddush. Yormi Azvachin Absachim. You say from the Korbanos or from the Korban Pesach, Chagil Korban Pesach. He comes before Korban Pesach, the Pesach also Pesach will see when you're satisfied. Motzei Shabbos, Yomar Min Absachim Kodem. Motzei Shabbos, you say Min Absachim Kodem. Then Chagil Derech Shabbos, because there's no Chagiga when Pesach comes out Motzei Shabbos, because Chagiga doesn't push up Shabbos. Yeshua Tzilamar Dal Shona Kodemis guys. Some people say it's going in the previous year. Vein okay. It's not the case. When Shabbat be Bir Haggadah explains when his content of the Haggadah is Yata Dishmaya. Okay, Mr. Berubin's Knesi Chesko says the people not mocking on that is because we're not necessarily going on this year. We say Minocha Hashem Mina Psachim Azvachim 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 Pashal going next year. It won't necessarily come out on Shabbos. But that thing about V'nemar the fun of Shir Chadash, the second Anun, that is a big Kiddush to me. I hope I remember that by Pesach. Chavav, Chokin Salah, Miktsasa, Koy Machil, Miktsasa, Achachil. Divide the halal, part of it before eating, part after eating. They should end on the Varchim HaHalal, but since don't make a bracha on halal, Miktsasa Mikot, therefore say a little bit before, they should Tasu, Birchas, Shagalona halal, so the bracha of Shagalona should have to do with the halal. But Echon Omer, Kodim Basula, how much you say before the meal? Adla Maino Moim. It says so. With the 7 verse of time, the subject is the reason. If you want, look in the Arukh HaShulchan's Bir Agara. Yesh me lamar halal basic nasa pi Yushalmi. Those people say halal in shul based in Yushalmi. Meaning yafu, it's a good minute. Chen ein varim halal b'suda. The reason I don't make, the reason why people don't make a bracha on halal during the meal, there are many reasons, but he says here they should fire bracha basic nasa because they already made the bracha in shul. People had a minute. She'ein omrim halal mi basic nasa. Evidently in the Vardak they did not say halal in shul night of Pesach. They should make a bracha on halal during the meal. But that's not the minhag. And this is how we say sitting down. Even though in shul we say it's standing up.